Nantucket residents outraged over new chain store. Roller Rabbit defies ban. The exclusive island of Nantucket, a haven for billionaires, is facing a fierce battle over the arrival of a new chain store. The snooty residents, known for their love of all things upscale, are up in arms. Roller Rabbit, a high-end sleepwear brand with a reputation for pricey luxury, has opened its doors in the heart of Nantucket's downtown area. But this move has sparked controversy, as it directly violates the island's long-standing ban on franchises. Despite being ordered to shut down, Roller Rabbit remains defiant, making subtle changes to its operations in an attempt to bypass the ban. This has left the local community divided and outraged. The formula business restriction, a town bylaw, aims to preserve Nantucket's unique charm and protect local businesses. Wendy Hudson, owner of Nantucket Book Partners, emphasizes the potential negative impact of formula businesses on the island's economy, history, and character. She believes these businesses threaten the very essence of Nantucket's tourist appeal. But here's where it gets controversial. The ritzy residents, who overwhelmingly supported the ban years ago, now find themselves in a tricky situation. They fear that recognizable stores will erode the island's independent spirit, turning it into just another generic shopping destination. Paul Murphy, the building commissioner, issued a cease and desist order to Roller Rabbit, marking the first enforcement of the ban. The order states that the shop meets all the criteria to be considered a formula business, with its standardized elements and multiple locations. Determined to stay, Roller Rabbit has quickly adapted, rebranding itself as the General Store by RR and expanding its inventory to include other brands. This move has left the local authorities in a tricky position, as the ban doesn't explicitly cover pop-up stores, which is what Roller Rabbit now claims to be. Leslie Snell, director of Nantucket Planning and Land Use Services, explains that enforcement is largely driven by self-reporting and complaints, as there is no routine screening process for new businesses. Roller Rabbit is known for its high-end women's sleepwear, with prices that can reach upwards of $148 for a set. Loyal customers swear by the heirloom quality and distinctive designs, but critics question the value for money. As the debate rages on, it remains to be seen whether Roller Rabbit will be able to secure a place on Nantucket, or if the local community will succeed in preserving their beloved island's unique character. What do you think? Should Nantucket maintain its ban on chain stores, or is this an inevitable progression? Share your thoughts in the comments. Roller Rabbit's controversial opening in Nantucket, chain store ban violation. Upscale clothing store, Roller Rabbit, found in breach of Nantucket's anti-chain regulations. Jason Grazietti, August 1, 2025. The fashionable sleepwear retailer Roller Rabbit, which launched its Nantucket downtown location earlier this year, has been determined to be operating in violation of the island's restrictions against chain establishments, following a formal grievance submitted to local authorities. In an enforcement directive dated July 7 that the current has obtained, Nantucket's building commissioner Paul Murphy commanded Roller Rabbit to immediately cease all business activity at their 44 Center Street location. This appears to mark the first instance where Nantucket's Formula Business Ordinance, commonly known as the chain store prohibition that Nantucket residents voted to establish in 2006, has been actively enforced. The identity of the complainant remains unknown. A designated overlay zone prohibits standardized commercial enterprises within the historic downtown district, Murphy stated in his July 7 communication to Roller Rabbit's ownership. Roller Rabbit satisfies the criteria defining a formula business. You are hereby ordered to immediately cease all business activity at this location related to Roller Rabbit. Interestingly, despite this official mandate, the establishment continues to welcome customers. In an effort to align with the town's regulations, Roller Rabbit has removed its signage, altered the business name, and diversified its merchandise selection. According to a Roller Rabbit executive, the store now operates under the name The General Store by RR. After receiving feedback regarding the town's regulations concerning formula businesses and engaging in direct discussions with municipal officials, We've transformed our seasonal Center Street pop-up into a fresh multi-brand concept, the General Store by RR, explained Carolyn Phillips, Roller Rabbit's chief marketing officer, in correspondence with The Current. This reimagined retail space showcases a thoughtfully selected array of items, not exclusively from Roller Rabbit, but also from other cherished brands that complement Nantucket's distinctive character and lifestyle. We value our ongoing dialogue with town officials and community members, and are eager to continue providing both locals and visitors with an inviting shopping experience. The newly branded General Store by RR has expanded its inventory to include merchandise from Land's End, Dempsey Carroll, Minnow, and Long Wharf Supply Co. Leslie Snell, Director of Nantucket Planning and Land Use Services, Plus, confirmed that a Roller Rabbit representative promptly contacted her department following the enforcement notification, and they are implementing measures to address the compliance issue. I've been informed that modifications to the business were being undertaken to ensure it would no longer fall under the Formula Business classification, though I cannot confirm whether these changes have been completed at this time, Snell elaborated. Nantucket's chain store prohibition, which island residents overwhelmingly endorsed during the 2006 annual town meeting, applies exclusively to the downtown area specifically designated as the Formula Business Exclusion Overlay District on the town's official zoning maps. The bylaw, initially proposed by Wendy Hudson, owner of Nantucket Book Partners, was established to address the adverse impact of nationwide standardized businesses on Nantucket's historic downtown area, according to municipal regulations. The proliferation of formula businesses will have a negative impact on the island's economy, historical relevance, and unique character and economic vitality. These uses are therefore prohibited in order to maintain a unique retail and dining experience. Formula businesses frustrate this goal by detracting from the overall historic island experience and threatening its tourist economy. Hudson championed this legislation partly in response to Ralph Lauren's arrival in downtown Nantucket in 2005. The Ralph Lauren establishment on Main Street remains exempt from these restrictions as it predates the bylaw's implementation. Under these regulations, chain establishments are defined as any retail outlet, restaurant, tavern, bar, or takeaway food operation that is under common ownership or control or is a franchise with 10 or more locations worldwide. The definition further characterizes chains, or formula businesses, as those featuring standardized menus or merchandise, consistent logos, uniform color schemes, identical interior decor, or standardized employee uniforms. Roller Rabbit's corporate website currently lists 12 store locations, https://rollerrabbit.com/pages/our-stores, including its Nantucket branch. When questioned whether the ordinance applies to temporary pop-up ventures that operate for limited durations, sometimes just a single summer season, Snell clarified, the Formula Business bylaw applies to any business within the overlay district regardless of duration. However, the town's planning and land use services staff do not proactively evaluate all new businesses for compliance with the Formula Business regulations unless a business representative specifically requests such a review. Retail establishments don't require town permits, which eliminates the opportunity for preliminary